So God's voice kind of boomed inside of me. So I went to that place of God, and I wish that I could get people to understand how powerful that love is. So to me, God's light was pure love. It was pure healing. It was many things at one time. It was a feeling of deep freedom, but also deep safety. So if you can imagine flying like a bird, but also being cradled like a baby, it's two things at one time. You are safe and deeply loved. You are more free than you've ever been. And in that realm, you don't miss the human body. You don't miss, you can really get to that level and go, okay, God, so how can you bring about change in this moment? How can you help this person unravel what it is that is creating this drama in their lives? Then you can be a source of change. Brief interactions that every moment is either spreading light or it's not. And why not spread light? Why not spread goodness? And why not spread joy across this earth? And I think that's maybe one of the most important things we can do, is to spread that love.
College years, Miss Barker went through an extremely difficult period. One evening, feeling she could bear it no longer, she even contemplated ending her life. During her near-death experience, God revisited that very moment with her.
When I look back at that moment, He showed me all the options that I could have had. I could have gone outside, looked at the stars, prayed under a tree, taken a walk, called someone, a friend, an acquaintance, my neighbor, anyone, a family member, and say, I'm hurting, help me. And I think people need to know that they can reach out to others in community and that they can make it through those moments. And one of my reasons for coming back is to show compassion to students who are in those moments. So when a student would tell me that he or she wanted to kill himself or herself, I'd walk with them down to a counselor. I'd pray for them. I'd keep talking to them for weeks and saying, what can you do? What little actions can you do for the next 30 days to make your life different? Because a lot of times accomplishments, believe it or not, help people get over suicidal urges. If they get that A in that class, if they pass that class, if they get the degree, if they get the job, then they start believing in themselves and the world a bit more. And so sometimes it's just that reminder of you can keep going, and here are some steps to do it. So I saw that because of all the pain that I had gone through in my life, I was a good person to reach out to people who were hurting.
Miss Barker believes that overcoming fear is one of life's greatest challenges. In the classroom, she teaches students one technique for doing so.
It's like at the heart, we all want to be good. We're not always living from a place that's good, but I think our true essence and our true divine nature is to be connected with God. And it's generally fear that prevents us from being in that flow of God. It's very easy in a classroom to get rid of that fear, because even the most hardened kids, so even kids who were running drugs across the borders, who were in gangs, a lot of times they were so certain that they had no other choices, that their life was doomed, that they weren't smart, that they had no power, that they felt very bad about themselves. And all these choices were made out of fear and out of deep sadness. And I just began to show them, you have other options. Do you like to fix cars? What if you were on a TV show where you were fixing cars instead of doing what you're doing? What if you had a great auto mechanic shop and a family, and you never worried about the police ever finding you or ever putting you in jail? What if you just lived a good life? And just that thought alone sometimes was enough for someone to go, yeah, I have other options. And so a lot of times light is very simple. It's just knowledge. It's just knowledge how to live a better life.
If someone behaves negatively toward us, how can we change the situation? Miss Barker has the following suggestion.
As a teacher, I would face students who would call me names, who would say things that are unbelievable, but I would know that that's about them. It's not about me. that anger and that hate was something that had been done to them and something they had learned. So we had to get to the bottom of that. And once we got to that underlying current, then we could begin the healing process. And I could teach them how to be different, how to look at this world different. Sometimes humor helps. Sometimes there's a variety of things. But if you can get to this level of detachment and go, what these people are saying and doing has nothing to do with me, and it has everything to do with them. And if you can really get to that level and go, okay, God, so how can you bring about change in this moment? How can you help this person unravel what it is that is creating this drama in their lives? Then you can be a source of change.
Ms. Trisha Barker answers two interesting questions. How do heavenly beings communicate? And how powerful is God's love?
So the angels spoke telepathically through light and love and intelligence. My grandfather spoke telepathically. And even God spoke deeply telepathically. So God's voice kind of boomed inside of me. So I went to that place of God, and I wish that I could get people to understand how powerful that love is. So to me, God's light was pure love. It was pure healing. It was many things at one time. It was a feeling of deep freedom, but also deep safety. So if you can imagine flying like a bird, but also being cradled like a baby, it's two things at one time. You're safe and deeply loved. You are more free than you've ever been. And in that realm, you don't miss the human body. You don't miss that life.
Through her near-death experience, Ms. Barker came to understand the interconnectedness of all beings on Earth.
I do feel that there's that oneness, that sense of oneness is so healing for humanity. It's because you realize, oh, we're connected, and everything I think affects someone else. Everything I do affects someone else. So why not be in a loving state for myself and for others? That's the best way to be. And I think that oneness concept, though, is really about a greater sensitivity. And I think a lot of near-death experiencers do come back with greater empathy and greater connection to other people. And that can be a beautiful thing.
Ms. Barker also learned that our attitude greatly affects those around us. She shares how, in each moment, we can help make the world a better place.
I do feel that each moment has the potential to either spread love or to do nothing, or to create fear. And why not spread love whenever possible? Why not remind people to take better care of themselves, to give more love to their own hearts, to give love to their pets, their children, their family members, this world, brief interactions, that every moment is either spreading light or it's not. And why not spread light? Why not spread goodness? And why not spread joy across this earth? And I think that's maybe one of the most important things we can do, is to spread that love and that light across this planet. You're either contributing and making this a better world, or you're not. So why not make it better? Believe it or not, you can help in more situations than you think you are capable of helping, because God's strength is stronger than what we think we can do. The wish to bring light into this world is the beginning. So if you are connecting with God and you say, God, help me be a vessel of your love and work through me in every encounter that I have today, that's a good beginning.
journey.
For more information about Miss Trisha Barker, please visit trishabarkernde.com.
Loving viewers, thank you for your company today. Coming up next is Planting Benevolent Seeds in Children's Hearts, Nepal's Sri Lo Basic School, Part 2 of 2, right after noteworthy news. Through God's grace, may you live a long, healthy, and joyous life.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/ss.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/ss.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/ss.
저희 방송은 다양한 언어를 제공합니다. 다음을 참고하세요. suprememastertv.com/schedule 그리고 suprememastertv.com/ss